A very warm welcome to you, ladies and gents, from the Q8 Pilot channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. And today we are back in Microsoft Flight Simulator and taking a look at perhaps what is the most realistic and advanced general aviation aircraft, no other than the Black Square Bonanza. Now, this aircraft is an aircraft that I've had an experience with in real life. I was actually in a real Bonanza back in 2023, not too long ago, with Scott Humphreys from Humphreys Aviation. And I've actually had a try the controls. I've done some steep angles with it, steep turns, beg your pardon, and we've done some stalling and things like that. So I do have real-world experience with this aircraft, and let me just welcome all of you guys here. We have V Skycheck. A very good evening to you, Carl. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. And we have also Paradiski. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Lionheart. Welcome aboard. A very good evening to you, my friend. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking this rather beautiful general aviation aircraft from Swansea in the United Kingdom to Liverpool, and we are going to be taking a look at everything from the modeling to the systems. And let me tell you that I am completely impressed with Black Square. In this edition, the professional edition, is really truly an immersive study level simulation of the Bonanza. If you like general aviation aircraft, this aircraft is a must-have, and in my opinion is by far the very best general aviation available today for Microsoft Flight Sim. As you can see here from the modeling perspective, nothing short of spectacular. The details, the attention to detail is absolutely exquisite here. Look at this, the detail here and the area here. It looks really like the real aircraft. And I suspect that they've taken, they've taken images from the real aircraft, because this looks exactly like the Bonanza. Very nicely done by Black Square. Let me again go to the under area here, under the belly of the aircraft. Again, we're taking a look here at the landing gear. Then very exquisite texturing. Overall, very nicely done. You see the exhaust system here. Again, the lights, the rivets, and the bolts. Look at that. I mean, pretty detailed aircraft, both from the inside and out. So I really commend them on how visually impressive and authentic this aircraft is. The wings are just spectacular. Look at that. It looks like, it's just came out of the factory with a fresh paint. Very nicely done, really. And you can see again the strobes here, the nav lights. Looks really good. Everything in this aircraft looks very good, and very much it's an aircraft that lives and breathes in the sim. Here again, we can take a look here. Look at the details there, and I'm really zoomed in, and you can see the engine here as well. So the texturing is really of the highest order. Let me go ahead and jump into the cockpit. I'm going to put the FB here for a minute just for us to take a look at the cockpit. Looks like some wind here at Swansea today, so the aircraft's kind of shaking a little bit. I don't think it's very realistic, but yeah, that's what it's doing right now. Maybe the winds are too strong. I don't know, but why is the aircraft bouncing around like that? Wind, I suppose so. Yeah, let's take a quick look here at the wind. We don't need that. So let's take a look here at Swansea, and the weather 260, 13 knot wind. Not too bad, but I'm not sure why the aircraft is bouncing like that. Maybe it's FS realistic. I don't know. We can turn it off. But anyway, let's take first a closer look here at this rather beautiful rendering of the aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim. Again, beginning here with the panel. Look at the details there. The compass. Look at the details. Look at how accurate everything is. It looks so real. And you can see again the movement here. Very nicely done by Black Square. And when you consider that all this effort is done by a single individual, this is huge. I mean, look at how beautiful the texturing is, and the details, the attention to detail here. Look at that yoke here, very, very nicely done. Looks so real. I mean, this is really next level in terms of the texturing, the realism. Again, look at that, very, very cool. You can see even the text is done to a very high standard. You can see the guys going through the aircraft, all the circuit breakers modeled. Again, we can click here, test the oxygen here. Yeah, those guys will bother us here. They're just going through the aircraft. But yeah, the texturing is really done very, very well. You can see the chocks here. Again, the seats are done so well. You can click here, open the door. The sounds are exquisite, really, on the aircraft. Now, the Bonanza that I have flown in Texas was slightly different. The configuration was different. So what Scott has done, he's changed this to one-seater. Yeah, this I believe this was a one-seater. So he's done some modifications to the aircraft. But yeah, it's really, really very well done. The sounds, the texturing, the modeling, everything has really been done to. What is this guy doing? Why is it doing this? I mean, can you just go away? Thank you. All right. So the texturing is really of the highest order, and everything that you see here is operational. So there's no inops. Everything works. Everything has a function. The physics of this aircraft is done to a very high standard, and everything is done as per the pilot operating handbook in terms of performance as well. So it's just not just the looks, but actually the systems and the physics, the flight model, everything is really been done to perfection. And I really, really salute and commend the developer on this. I don't know why is this. There's Microsoft Sim, Flight Sim for you. So this guy is just kind of, going through the aircraft. So yeah, he's going to bother us for a while until we decide, that we're ready to go. But now let me bring up the electronic flight bag, and I think this is a step up from the previous version. So, and by the way, guys, I have paid the full price for the bundle. Again, because I think this is really an excellent aircraft, an excellent bundle to have for Microsoft Flight Sim. And I think it gives me yet another reason to fly in Microsoft Flight Sim. And the second is I really wanted to support the developer, although I was offered a preview copy to showcase the product on the channel. So everything I say here today is really my honest opinion. It is unbiased by any chance. Again, I paid the full price for it. Now, this aircraft supports the PMS 50 GTN, also the TDS GTN 750. Unfortunately, I have a problem with the TDS for Microsoft Flight Sim. It causes stutters on my machine for some reason. So we are going to be flying the GNS devices here, both for the primary and the secondary. We could use the KX for the secondary just to show it. There are a lot of different features here that you can customize. Cloud strobe effect, load with covers and chocks deployed, VR tablet, show co-pilot from inside, hide radar pod, so force toggle tip tanks regardless of type, VATSIM monitor as well, and show dynamic registration. So a lot of avionics selections there with some options there to configure the aircraft to your liking. This is the payload, and this is where you can change things around. You can change this, by the way, from imperial to metric units as well. And we'll add some fuel here for our flight. And we have the pilot here is 77 kilos. That's exactly my weight, so we'll leave it there. And the co-pilot. All right, so we'll fly with the co-pilot, no worries. We've got our center of gravity here. Again, you can toggle the exterior elements here. You can open the doors, refill the oxygen. And where it becomes really interesting is right here. So this is actually not just a visual, but this is actually an animated representation of what happens in the aircraft as you start the engines. You open the cowl flaps, you close them. As you can see, the cowl flaps are now closed, which we need to open for engine start. And then you've got your electrical system here. Again, it shows you exactly what's happening in terms of the switches. It tells you exactly where the battery is being drawn. As you can see now, there is just the master battery here, 24 VDCs connected to the main switch, the main battery switch, but everything else is in red, indicating that it is not powered at this time. Benjamin Williams, welcome aboard. It's FD Realistic under Ambience Wind tab. All right, let's take a look at that very quickly. Ambience, wind ambience. There's wind ambience. All right, if I turn that off. Ah, there we go. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All right, so we got rid of that. Okay. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Benjamin. It was really bugging me. So thanks for that. And Mick, well, the Av Geek, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Okay, so from the cabin here, again, this is where it gets really interesting because right now it's 13 Celsius, so it's freezing cold in the cabin. So we need to get the cabin warmed up a little bit before we take off. And then all of this, you'll see all of this animates when we start the engine. Again, very, very nicely done. I really love the way they visualize this. It makes it extra immersive, and it gives you the opportunity to really understand and study this aircraft. Now, I am not a real world pilot here, so I will try as much as possible to show you this from a flight simulator perspective. But needless to say that my experience with this aircraft in real life has been one of the best experiences I've ever had. And the fact is that this Bonanza looks a lot like the one that I've flown in real life. And the resemblance is amazingly, it's identical. It's almost like 99.99% identical to what I've experienced. So then failures. This is where it gets really interesting, guys. You can fail all of these. There's a host of things that you can fail, and you can of course always come here to this the Bendix weather system to reset the failures. But I was really happy to see this. I was really happy to see that there is a failures implemented, and this really what makes an aircraft a study level aircraft. It's got all the aspects of the aircraft parts simulated, the physics, the avionics, the electrical system, the fueling system, the engine, cylinders, cylinder head temperature, everything is simulated to match the aircraft to a high degree of accuracy. And this is truly an aircraft that I can call a study level aircraft of the Bonanza, and one of the best general aviation available today, I think, for flight simulation. Again, here you can see the lights, very, very nicely done. This is a must-buy, guys. This aircraft is definitely a must-buy. All right, so we're going to come back to this. We're going to play with it a little bit. First, we're going to remove the control lock. I'm going to remove the yoke here so we can see what we're doing. And it is kind of getting dark here in Swansea in the UK. So let me come over here. And let us go to, actually, we don't need this. Let me bring up the checklists. So we're going to go to the aircraft. Now, this aircraft has a very detailed checklist here, as you can see. So we're going to go through some of them quickly. We're not going to go through all of it in detail. Needless to say, we'll assume that the pre-flight inspection is complete. Control locks are removed. The seats and seat belts are secure. The cabin doors are latched. Parking brake is set. Right there. The emergency gear handle is stowed. Avionics breakers are all in, as you can see here. All right, flaps are up, as we can see here. The oxygen pressure is between 1550 to 850 psi. And again, if you want to, you can just click here and you can see that this is the correct number right there. Okay, so we're going to check that. And then the avionics is off, and the avionics switch is located over here, which is in the off position. Throttle is closed. The propeller high RPM, which it is. Perfect. The mixture is full rich. So we're going to put that on full rich. The cowl flaps are open. They are closed. So if we put it on open and you look at the aircraft, maybe we can see it. Yep, you can see it right there. It's open. It's going to allow, fresh air to reach the engines for engine start. And then let's take a look here. Cowl flaps are now open. Aileron trim is centered. Alternate air firewall valve is open. Landing gear is down. The sub-panel switches are all off. Load master primary. Main breakers are all in. So we're just going to, fuel selector, we want to go to the fullest tank. Again, listen to the sounds. Very, very nice sounds. Beacon light is on. Okay, beacon light is on. Battery master is on. And there's the battery master. Check out the gauges there, the lights, very nice. We can turn on the panel lights as well, since it's kind of getting dark here in the UK. Bus volts, 23 volts minimum, which we have, it's right there. Okay, annunciators, we can test the annunciators as well. I forget what those are, so we can just click right there. There we go. And that checks okay. Primary alternator and the standby alternator are both on. So we're going to turn both of these on. Excellent. And next, let's see here. So these are on and this one is on. Fuel quantities are checked. Auxiliary fuel pump, we'll take it to low and make sure that it's audible. Okay, it is audible. Perfect. And the auxiliary fuel pump is off. Standby gyro pump is on. And this is, let's see here. All right, let me take a quick look here. There we go. So that's the standard gyro is on. We're going to say, make sure it illuminates. Instrument air is green. And then we turn that off. Okay, perfect. And now the before start checklist is complete. Next is the engine start. Now, for the engine start, it's actually very simple to start the engine. The mixture is full rich, and the propeller is on high RPM. So this is done. And the throttle is full open. So we're going to do that. And then we want to turn on the auxiliary fuel pump. And we want to make sure that we have the fuel flow more than 3 gallons per hour. Now, I want to show you something here in the electronic flight bag. If you go to the engine, and I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys can see it. Now watch, there. Now watch when we turn on the auxiliary fuel pump, watch how the fuel actually comes through the pipe here and fills in those little pipes here for this. Let's go ahead and do that. High. See the blue? All right, so now we have the fuel here in the aircraft. Now we can go to the throttle, half of an inch open. So we'll bring it back, half of an inch open. And then now we can start the aircraft. So let me put this here. All right, so you guys can see it. And then we can now start the engine. Both. Right, looks like we need a little bit more fuel. Yep, definitely. So we're going to try this one more time. Let's go ahead and give it fuel. Okay, bring it back. Now I can see the fuel. And now it should start. There we go. Wow. Did you see that? The sounds are spectacular. Very, very nice. Now you can see the ambient air, direction. You can also see oil pump right there. The exhaust gas coming this way. And you can see the right and left mags are there as well. So now that we have all of this done, this is engaged, throttle to 1000 RPM. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Okay, we're going to bring back the throttle to 1000 RPM. Right, that's close enough. And then we're going to go for after starting. All right, so oil pressure is in the green. Let me put this away for a second here so that it's not in the way. And the start annunciators are extinguished, which they are. And the low volts annunciator is done. Alternate load below 25, which it is below 25. Excellent. Bus volts 28 volts, which they are right here. This is more. Okay. Engine instruments are checked. Lights as required. So we're going to turn on the taxi lights. Weather radar off or standby, which it is on. It's actually on. So we can put it on standby. Avionics on. So let's come here and turn on the... Just the sounds are just amazing. Really, really nice sounds. Hello, Mr. Stefanos. How are you doing, my friend? All right, so the avionics are coming up now, and the cabin air heat as desired. Now, if we go to the cabin and we switch this to the cabin here, you can see that there is some heat coming in to the cabin. So it's gone up from 13. Yeah, I do have the cabin here, so it is on slightly, and that should warm up the aircraft. We don't want to make it too hot, so I'm going to put this back a little bit here. There we go. That's better, and you'll see that the color changes. So if you pull the heat all the way up, you'll see that this turns red, and then the aircraft becomes really hot very quickly. So you need to manage. I think 19 Celsius is comfortable in the cabin. Maybe we can heat it up a little bit further, maybe a little later. But yeah, I think it's okay for now. We'll keep monitoring the cabin, make sure everything good. Ear discomfort, again, this is in the green, so everything's good here. All is good here, so we can put this away for the time being and continue now with our flight plan. Okay, let's do enter, enter, and enter, enter. There we go. And air conditioning as desired, cabin and air heat as desired. Mixture, we're going to lean for taxi, so we'll just lean the temperature, lean the mixture here a little bit. Parking brake. All right, so all of this is done. We'll do the run up next. So we're going to remove this here, and now we need to enter our flight plan. Perfect. Very, very nice cockpit here. By the way, we can also turn on the floodlights. Yee, look at that. Very nice. Pretty sexy, huh? Yeah. All right. So that is done. Look at the yoke here, how it shakes. It's really, really cool. Okay. So next up, we're going to do our flight plan. So let me come over here, and we are going to... All right, still saying acquiring. We're going to make sure this is on standby. Okay, and it looks like the satellite... Now, okay, we have the satellite now connected. And now we can go to flight plan. We're going to click here, and we're going to select the first one, which is our current location, Echo Golf Hotel Foxtrot. So Echo Golf, and then Hotel. And then Foxtrot. Is that? No, that's not right. Echo Golf Foxtrot Hotel. Okay, it's the opposite. Okay. So this is Foxtrot and then Hotel. Okay. Let's go back. And then Hotel. All right, Swansea. That's the one. All right, enter. And then the next one here, let's bring up our Navigraph charts, and we'll just put this on SimBrief. Okay, perfect. And the next one here is going to be Foxla. Okay, so let me just bring this a little bit here so we can see. Okay, so Foxla is the second one. Let me just click once. All right, so Foxla is F, Oscar, X-ray, Lima, and Foxla, United Kingdom. That's the one. Enter that. All right, so great, straight to Foxla, and then direct to Pepsi. All right, so let's go ahead and do Papa, Echo, Papa, Zulu, that's the one, Pepsi, and we're going to say enter, and then it's going to be the arrival into Liverpool, runway 27. So Echo Golf, Golf Papa, Echo Golf Golf, and then Papa. There we go. Liverpool, John Lennon Airport, and enter that. Perfect. Next, we're going to come here. Now, the departure, there is no SID, but there is an arrival. There, the arrival is the Peps 1 Lima through the Pepsi transition. Pepsi. This guy, is there an option to load the FPL by USB stick? By USB stick, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's go to procedure. We're going to select the approach first. The approach is actually, let me clear that. Let me select the arrival first. So we're going to say enter, and the arrival is the Peps 1 Lima. So we're going to go all the way down here and select enter, and we're going to say load, and then we're going to go back to procedure. We're going to say select the approach, and now we're going to select the ILS runway 27, enter that, and then it says either vectors, or you can select LP1. Well, it doesn't matter. We're just going to fly direct to the center fix later. So we're going to put LP1 now, and we're going to say load. Yes. And now if we cycle through, let me just show you here. So this is Pepsi, this is Monty, Keegan, and then this is the approach, LPL. So maybe right here at Keegan, from Keegan, we can fly direct to the center fix, and then this is the final fix and runway 27. Okay, perfect. We're going to switch this back to, we're going to go to menu, and we're going to select map setup. We're going to select track up. So enter that, and I think that is already on. So enter, okay, clear. Okay, perfect. Okay, so everything is done here. We're going to make sure this is on GPS. To cycle this, you click on the CDI here. So everything here is good. Now, our altitude today is 8,000 feet, Foxla 9. Well, 8,000 feet is fine, so we're going to come over here, set this up. And let's see. So first we're going to click once for the altitude. And if you push the button, or you pull the button, then it would be, let's go to the outer knob. All right, let me see if I can. There we go. That's easier. Okay, that's 8,000. Let's put this back. And if we pull this button, then it becomes the vertical speed. And you can just click engage, arm and engage. And then you'll be able to have the aircraft do an automatic alt select with this both engaged. Okay. Again, we need to set the altimeter. So let's set the altimeter. There we go. Altimeter is now set, and now we are ready to go. So let's see what's wrong there with the controls. And let's take a quick look here at the outside. And we do full left, full right, full up, full down. Listen to the sounds. Wow. There we go. The full down and up. There. Okay. All good. Excellent. All right. We are all ready to go. And now we can go back to our checklist. So let's bring it back up. And now we can do the run-up procedure. Now, again, this is quite a long... it's a long one here. So just parking brake, annunciators are tested, remote compass is already tested. This one here is aligned, all is good. So let's just click on those. The mixture is full rich, so full rich, and throttle to 1700 RPM. Right, that's approximately 1700 RPM. And then exercise propeller to 300 RPM. Okay, and the magnetos. Oop. I might have damaged the engine. We'll take a look at that in a second here. All right, let's see what's going on here. Engine condition is 100%. All right, we're still good. Thank God. Okay. All right, so basically what we're doing here is we want to go to the left magneto and we're going to watch the drop, put it back on both, and the RPM just rises again. Then we go to the right and we watch the RPM drop, and the drop shouldn't be more than 50, I think. So 150 drop maximum. So we're good. Instrument is green. Primary alternator is off. So right there. So that's the primary alternator is off. All right, and then secondary alternator. Alternator load increase. Perfect. That's good. And we can check these. Standby alternator back on. Propeller heat. All right, let's see here. This one is done. Okay, propeller heat is right here. So you just, again, this is all for testing. We don't need it right now. So we're just going to check these. Yeah, I think we're all good here. So we're just going to go ahead and reset the view. Let me turn on, let me bring this back to 1000 RPM for taxi. And we are going to, taxi lights are already on. There we go. And we're now good to go. Okay. Let's remove this here. And let's go. First, let's see if we have our map loaded. Is there an option? Yeah, okay. So that's the last message I saw from you guys. Okay. Let's see here. So we are gonna click on the map and it will more than likely say that it's not running. So we're gonna click here and we want Symlink. There we go, Navigraph Symlink. Right, and now it should work. There we go. And we are located right here. We are departing runway 04. So we are going to take Charlie Bravo 2 cross runway 10 and then come here and make the turn to runway 24. Okay, perfect. Let's just take a quick visual here to see where we are. All right, perfect. Okay, parking brake is released and off we go. Why is it complaining about the gear? Ah, okay. Oh, I really can't see clearly, but that's the... Again, this is this airport is by Pilot Plus, a very nice rendition of Swansea Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. And if you guys want me to change the time to fly during the day, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. Right, we're just gonna follow the map here. Right, and we're gonna make the turn here on runway 10. There we go. And runway 04 is right ahead of us now. So that's Foxtrot and that's 04. Okay, now for takeoff, we are going to turn on the landing lights, taxi lights off, strobes are on. We're going to turn on the nav lights as well. And we're going to put the weather radar on. There we go. Okay, that's our runway, runway 04. Very, very nice aircraft. The handling on the ground is actually done very well on this aircraft. It's not like the other aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, so it looks like they've really put in a lot of effort to have a very custom flight model, including ground physics of this aircraft. Mr. Roy Van Can, how are you doing, my friend? A very good evening to you. All right, here we go. Let's line up the aircraft. All right, we don't need actually flaps for this departure. So I'm going to, there we go. And we are going to rotate at about 70 knots. We are good to go. We're gonna make sure the mixture is full rich. And we'll bring back the throttle here, the yoke, and we're good to go. Let's put the alts. We're squawking 7,000. All right, here we go. Definitely some wind there. All right, 70 knots. Rotate. Oof. Very strong winds. I have a lot of right rudder applied here. Positive rate. Gears going up. And we're going to begin the turn here to intercept the flight path. Very nice departure here from Swansea. All right. Okay, now we want 2,500 RPM as we depart. So I'll bring the props back to 2,500 RPM for the climb. And we can also click here for the vertical speed. We'll set that to 800 feet per minute. We're going to say arm, engage, and that's your vertical speed. And now we can also come down here, engage the autopilot, and go to nav. There we go. And now the aircraft's going to do its thing. We're going to climb at 800 feet per minute. Realism-driven flight simulation. Good evening. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. All right, you can see the nice glow there of the lights as we continue to climb. We're looking good here. All right, now we're going to bring up the checklist here. In flights, that's done. Takeoff, en route, climb. So mixture is maximum power, propeller 2,500 RPM. We've already done. Call flaps as required. We can actually close the call flaps now. And we are at 3,000 feet. We can increase our rate of climb. We'll go 900 feet per minute. And it should stop at exactly 8,000, which is the altitude that we've set. Again, if you guys, very nice night departure here from Swansea in the UK. We're heading over to Liverpool. If you'd like me to change the time, guys, to the daytime, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Is there an option to load? Yeah. So we are, everything here is good. Engine performance. Now let me switch the tank here, and everything here is looking good. Let me switch that to there. Okay. I knew you were gonna say that, Carl. All right. So all is good here. So we're done with the oxygen as required. We're not going to need the oxygen. So there is an oxygen. You can turn it on here. Again, this is, by the way, there are 3 variants that ship with the Baron and the Bonanza. A couple are turbo. One has the upgraded turboprop. One has a fitted turboprop on it. And this one is the sort of default variant of the aircraft. Alright, so we can actually turn off the landing lights. So let's go ahead and do that. Landing light off. There we go. And we are approaching 5,000. So we can set the altimeter to 29902. In the UK, it's 29902. Is transition altitude is 6,000 feet. So there we go. Right, everything's looking good. I'm tempted to change the time of day. What do you guys think? We've seen it during the nighttime. German Flight Sim Channel, welcome aboard from Hamburg, Germany. Late to the party. Anyway, I like the light effect of the landing light in MSFS. Yes, please. All right, so you guys want to go to... So let's change the time a little bit. We're going to go right there. There we go. Slightly more. There we go. Okay. So there we go. I think it looks much, much better. Wow. Look at that, guys. Look at the shades there and the shadows on the panel. It really brings the colors of the panel. It looks exactly like the real aircraft. It's so, so nice. Wow. Here's a look then at the aircraft from the external view. Very nice sounds indeed. And there is also, you can click here. Let me see, where's the click area? I think it's here somewhere. I can't remember where it was. But you can have noise cancellation. Can't remember where it was. Very, very nice. Look at those circuit breaker switches. Look at just how detailed. Look at the scratch there. The attention to detail is insane on this aircraft. Very, very well done. Right, all is looking good here. We are at 7,000, 1,000 feet to go. Headphone jack, yeah, that's what I was, Blackjack 62. Yeah, Black Square did it again. He deserves the Nobel Prize Flight Sim. He does, he does. I have to say, this is one man's efforts, and it's incredible that one guy was able to develop all of this for Microsoft Flight Sim, and not just one aircraft, but several. So they've got the Black Square Starship, you've got the Baron, the Bonanza, you've got the what do you call it? There's another one that was very famous as well. I can't remember the name of it now. Something with a D. I can't remember the name of it. Very nice clouds as well today. Yeah. Have you tried the turbine Bonanza yet? It's crazy. The engine page of the AV4, it mesmerizes me. No, I haven't. Because this aircraft is closely resembles the one I flew in 2023 in Texas. So there we go. You can see the aircraft is now, you know, coming to at exactly 8,000 feet, we have leveled off, and now we can go back to maximum cruise. So cold flaps are closed, landing lights are off, the pilot heat on if the outside temperature is less than 4 Celsius, which is not. Prop heat as required, fuel imbalance, we need to switch this again. Lean the mixture. So we're going to lean the mixture now. We're going to remove this here. And we're going to say, let's see, all right, let me bring this back. All right, that's the maximum. Bring it back further. There we go. We can see the rest. Bring it back. Just a little bit more. Right, that's a bit too much. All right, we'll bring it back up now. Lane established. Okay, we are done. For those wondering, cowl flaps help regulate engine temperatures. Yep. Okay, so everything's good. Mixture is leaned, and we can bring back the throttle a little bit now. Manifold pressure is good. Alright, so throttle is full open, as a matter of fact, so we can actually put it on full open. We want to make sure the RPM is exactly at 2500, which it is. Air conditioning system SDR. Oh, well, it's a good idea to take a look now at the cabin. So let's click here, and we can see that it's 19 Celsius, which is okay. It's pleasant, and everything else here. Now, watch one thing I want to show you. If you go to the engine, notice how the cowl flaps are now closed. If I actually move this down, you can see the cowl flaps are now open. Pretty cool. So we'll keep that closed for now. I really love this aircraft. It's really, really cool. And by the way, if you start the air conditioning system, so if you go to the cabin, and if you, let me just put this away here. Let me just zoom in. If you turn on the AC, you'll see that the AC compressor starts working here, and now it is supplying air. If you turn on the blower, again, you'll see the we can see the vent blower. You can see it now. It's the vent blower is now working here. This now we don't need that one, so we can turn that off, and turn the AC off. So I think we're good here, and you can see how it takes its time before it's not like an abrupt stop or abrupt start and stop. It just takes time, just like it is in the real aircraft. So yeah, I think things are a bit cool. So I'm gonna bring this back up a little bit here. There we go. Cabin heat. There we go. All right, that's good. You can see how the color has changed now as it starts bringing more heat into the aircraft. There. Okay, perfect. We're making our turn now. Very, very nice aircraft. Very, very enjoyable and extremely immersive with all its failures. Really a fun aircraft to fly. If you like general aviation aircraft, guys, this is an absolute must-have. And it really does give me a reason to fly Microsoft Flight Sim. I think this becomes part of the reason why Microsoft Flight Sim is a great simulator, because you can have this level of fidelity, not just from the visual perspective, but also from the in-depth system simulation and fidelity. So everything else aside, I think people like, the folks over at A2A, although I wasn't very happy with their last aircraft, but I think the guys over at A2A and Black Square really defined the next level, next gen general aviation aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim. If you keep them open at cruise or during high-speed descents, you can shock cool the cylinders, which is not desirable. I see. Thanks for that, Carl. Appreciate it. We're creating state-of-the-art planes, so is state-of-the-art airports. He's also a single developer. Really, Roy? I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was a single developer. All right. So everything here is looking good, and if we look at our flight path here, there we go. So very short flight today into Liverpool, and we're going to stick to the flight plan and finally fly to, if you zoom in here, this is our runway. So right at Keegan, we'll switch to flying direct to the center fix for Liverpool. And of course, we'll slow down the aircraft, and it's really, really very, very nice aircraft, really. Okay, we'll bring back the yokes. Here's a look at the wings. Again, very nicely modeled wings. Every rivet, every bolt, every detail has been properly textured to recreate an authentic replica of the Bonanza. Very nicely done. So yeah, it's been a really hectic week and weekend. Today is the start of the week here in Kuwait, so it was a really long day at work. And sometimes, I tell you guys, sometimes it's just, I'm so drained when I get back to the house. And it's like, you know, the fact that I have a stream scheduled, sometimes, it almost sometimes feel like it's, you know, part of the working day. It only, you know, the only thing that really makes it worthwhile is you guys, really, in chat. This is really what makes it worthwhile for me. The interaction with you guys is, and so I learned so much from you guys here in chat. So I'm really very grateful for this. Again, really nice scenery here of the UK. By the way, I'm using Orbex True Earth England, so I have the entire regions there. So I'm using all of them, and that explains the mesh and the details that you see here. He is from the Ukraine and put some Easter eggs in his creation. I think I might have had some of his sceneries. Great guy to chat with, because I also start creating sceneries for X-Plane and ask him for tips and tricks. Oh, how cool is that? Yeah, some of the developers, we are really blessed to have some of the developers in our community. I know some of them, you know, get a lot of hate. But yeah, we are definitely very blessed to have some of those really excellent developers. Kristen Rock, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. Here's a look at the outside here, flying over the beautiful United Kingdom with our departure today from Swansea, heading over to Liverpool in this rather brilliant Black Square Bonanza. The nice thing is SimBrief has a profile for this aircraft as well, so that's pretty cool. And by the way, you can hear, if you go to, let me just come down here, if you go to Nav, this is where you can check your engine condition. You can repair the engine, refill the oxygen, and recharge the batteries. So you can do all of that there. This is log, so never mind that. We'll leave that on the on. And let's check our frequencies for the arrival today. So we're going to head over to Liverpool approach, and it's the runway 27, the ILS 111.75 with a final approach course of 266 degrees. So 111.75 is already set as the active. We're going to set it on the secondary 111.75. Yes. It's already set here, so 111.75, 111.75, and we'll set that as the active. Perfect. And the approach course is 266 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All is good there. And we are on our way to Liverpool. Now, the platform altitude over at John Lennon is 1,500 feet. We are currently at 8,000. So that's 6,500 feet to clear. So that would be 6.5. So if I multiply that by so it's 66.5 times 3, and we add 10 to that, 19.5, 29, about 30 nautical miles will begin the descent. So when we're 30 nautical miles out, we'll begin the descent. We are currently 69 nautical miles. So in about 39 miles, we'll begin the descent towards Liverpool. Very short hop today into John Lennon to showcase, you know, the Bonanza here, which by the way, right off the bat, I'll tell you guys, I give this aircraft a 10 out of 10. And I'll tell you, over the course of the last 11 years of creating content, there are very few aircraft that had received this rating from the channel. So yeah, this aircraft deserves a 10 out of 10. By all means, everything, it ticks all the boxes. Even the price is not that expensive considering what this aircraft has to offer. So value for money, the texturing, the 3D modeling, system fidelity, the electronic flight bag, the suite of avionics and options that you can use with the aircraft, the failure system, the ground physics, the flight model, everything is done to perfection. And you know, I'm just really amazed at the dedication that this person has, who's developed, you know, the Black Square Bonanza. I wonder if he's a real world pilot, because I've watched a lot of his videos, of course, tutorial videos, and he seems to know a lot about, you know, how the aircraft work, the engine. So I assume he's a real world pilot. If it comes from Q8 Pilot, then it's actually really good. It is actually very good. Very, very good. The system visualization for me is the best learning tool I have seen for GA pilots in decades. Definitely. Definitely. And I think this alone, so this here alone is something that I really, really like and I really appreciate. Although there are a lot of things in it I don't understand, but you can see now how, again, the electrical system, you can see how the main bus, everything's turned to green. You can see external powers in red, so you can see what's exactly powering the aircraft. And if a failure happens, you'll be able to know, for example, you know what's on the main bus, what's connected there. This is the avionics relay, the avionics master, and the avionics bus. So these are all concerned. These are on the main bus, and these are on the avionics bus. So when there's a failure, you'll know what's happening. So it's, again, very, very useful aid to understand how the electrical system of the aircraft work. And the same thing, by the way, goes for the engine. You can, by the way, clear these cylinders and what have you. Very, very nice, really, here. I really, really like this aircraft a lot. All right, let me switch the tank. There we go. And if you look down here, let me put this away real quick. If you look down here, so these are the fuel gauges. So we have about the same fuel in both of them. This one, so the right tank, where is this now? Is this on the right or the left? This is on the right. So no, actually, let's keep it on the left. here. We'll consume a little bit more, and then we'll switch it back to the right. Maybe it was a bit abrupt. You've got your oxygen here as well, if you need it. Obviously, we are below 10,000 feet, so it doesn't hurt to turn it on. We can turn it on, but you don't really need it at this point. We are at a safe altitude. The sounds are really exquisite on this aircraft. Very nice. What do you think of the TBM 850 from Black Square? It is also a must-have together with the Dukes. Yes, absolutely. I do not have the Dukes. I do have the TBM 850, and it's just really amazing, just like this Bonanza. I love general aviation aircraft, guys. They are so much fun, and they are far more enjoyable than airliners, if you ask me, especially when you come for the approach. The aircraft just really handles so well. It makes it really very immersive. You feel like you're really in control when you're in a general aviation aircraft. So I really love GA aircraft. Cloudy day today in the UK. So basically, just a quick update for you guys on what is happening on the channel, on the Q8 Pilot channel. I am going to be doing a short form content on the channel. So, you know, videos that are between 5 to 10 minutes. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be summarizing some of the aircraft reviews for you guys. So instead of having a really very lengthy videos or, you know, streams obviously are very lengthy, but I am going to be bringing back the short form content on the channel, specifically for things like the top 5, top 10, best scenery, best plugins, things like that. Although this takes a lot of my time and it takes a lot of effort, I think just looking at the history of the channel, I think those were the videos and the content that you guys have liked the most. And I do understand, you know, the channel loyal fans are there for the live streams, and you know, some of you actually, I'm very grateful for those of you who stick around for the entire length of the stream, because I know they can get somewhat boring sometimes. But yeah, I am going to be bringing those. I think there is a lot of products that I haven't covered in recent years, and I think just as someone who's dedicated to this community, I think it's part of my obligation towards the community to you know, to give you my opinion and to show as much as possible the products, especially the software products that we all you know, love and use, and if there is something new, is to highlight it and tell you guys what I think, especially when it's payware, because payware is something where, you know, it's going to hurt your wallet. And the last thing I want for anyone in this community to spend money where they shouldn't. And there has been a lot of you know, a lot of comments on some of my older videos. People would go and say, I wish I would have watched this before I purchased, you know, X or Y. So I think that kind of value that the channel brings, I think, is something that I want to keep. So that's definitely something I want to bring back to the channel. Thank you very much, Lionheart. Appreciate it, my friend. My preference is flying the turbliners, but for the TBM and Dukes, I made an exception. No, Sam, those are not boring. Remember, we simmers also need the interaction between us all. It's way to learn and raise quality. totally agree with you, V Sky Check. Some of you, I think, not you guys here on the channel, but what I meant is some of, you know, the flight simmers in general, especially the reruns. Like a stream while you're on the stream and watching it is fine, but then when it's a rerun, then it might be really boring. I know, by the way, in this community, a lot of the folks, I would say 90% of the folks will go to a stream. They will watch the takeoff and the landing, and that's it. Some will actually go and watch the whole thing. I know a couple of, you know, the channel followers tell me that they actually turn it on. They don't actually watch the stream, but they actually listen to it while they're going to work. It's like, you know, I'm thinking, I'm really humbled, you know. It's like the first voice you listen to in the morning is my voice. So yeah, that's definitely humbling. But yeah, I get it. I get it. I know some of you guys are, you know, do genuinely enjoy what I have to say, and I'm very grateful and very thankful for that. But I know also that I need to cater for everyone in the community, those who, you know, prefer the short form. I know shorts is a big thing. And by the way, there is brand new merchandise now on Fourth Wall for the Q8 Pilot channel. And this time around, what I decided to do for you folks is I have created my own designs for t-shirts that are not specifically Q8 Pilot branded. So you've got things, you know, like the Jet Lag Flying Club, the Prop Lover Flying Club, things like that. I hope that you find them, you know, appealing, for one. Again, this is, you know, this is not an invitation to go and buy these shirts. It's just really a side thing for me. I thought that, you know, I really wanted to do something there and offer some, you know, something for aviation enthusiasts. But it's there for you guys if you, you know, if you fancy buying a t-shirt. There's one special edition cup that I've made with a varied version of the Q8 Pilot logo, and that is a special edition. It says the Q8 Pilot Official Crew. That specific design is not going to last very long. It does not use the official Q8 Pilot logo, but it's a logo that I've made specially for you guys, and it's going to be available for a limited time. If you guys are interested, it does help the channel a lot, but you know, you really don't have to. It's again just a side thing that I, you know, wanted to do. Okay, so if we look at where we are right now, we are, let me remove that, and if we look here, we are coming close to Monty here, so we're actually getting pretty close. We are about 34 nautical miles now from Liverpool. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to begin the descent. And if you look at what Navigraph is saying here, so if I move this here, let me move here a little bit. So 689 feet per minute to destination. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to bring the checklist. We're going to go to the descent, call flaps closed, throttle reduce, mixture enrichen, and then engine performance monitor, cylinder head temperature 116 Celsius minimum. So we are going to first come over here, and we are going to change that. Actually, let's put that back to 0. We're going to put this to 1500. So, and then we come here, that's 1500, okay. Then we're going to click here, we're going to select down, so about 700 feet per minute, engage, and now it's already armed, so the aircraft is descending. I'm going to ease off on the throttle here. All right, and we're going to enrich the mixture. Right, mixture is rich. And we are now descending at 700 feet per minute towards Liverpool. And the descent, you want to keep RPM up, so cylinder head pressure don't get too low. So the it's 2,500 RPM. So I think we're good there. If we click here, let's monitor the engine. Ooh, look at all those. Look at the dirt on the EFB with the thumbprints there. Right, so everything is looking good here. If we look down here at the cylinder head temperature is a bit low, but it's a bit low. But it's more than 116, so we're good. 116 is the minimum, so we're okay there. It's in the green, so we're good there. And we continue the descent here. Perfect. We're going to maintain about 145 knots there for the descent. And we need to set the altimeter, so let's grab the altimeter real quick. There we go. Alright, so weather at Liverpool 1007 or 2974. Okay, 1007. So let's come here and 1007. There we go. And that's set. Perfect. 26 Celsius. Let's go to the cabin. Oof. Alright, let's, that's pretty hot. So we're gonna, close that. We'll turn on the air conditioning for just a little while here. Cool down the aircraft. The passengers must have been sweating. All right. So the AC is running now, so everything's good. Oh, thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. All right. So here's what we're going to be doing now. We are... okay. So let's come here over to the Garmin device. We're going to click on Flight Plan. And then what I want to do is... Let me click here once. We're going to go direct to the center fix here. So I'm going to say direct to the center fix and say enter and activate. And now we're going to fly direct to the center fix for runway 27. Brilliant. Okay, approaching VNAV profile. Right, all is looking good. We continue to descend at... set this to, yeah, I'll actually leave it for now. All right, so if we look here now, we are going to the center fix, and if I click on the, let me see here, charts, if I click here, you see this is the center fix right there, so that's where the aircraft is going, heading to. And once we are there, it's actually pretty close. Actually, that's the center fix right there. 427. So once we're there, we can... yeah, it's perfectly fine. Let me take a quick look. If we go to... How about we go to D0... see here. If we click here, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay. All right, we'll just go to the center fix here, runway 27. And then we will... Is this the runway here? Yeah, that's runway 27. I think it's sufficient for us to make the turn. Again, we're going to be slowing down significantly before the arrival there. I think we can reduce our rate of descent as well. So we're going to go to about 500 feet per minute there. There we go. It's going to be a nice approach into Liverpool. Aviation, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. I don't have a command called plugins, but I do have exclamation scenery and exclamation aircraft, if that's what you're looking for. Okay, landing lights on. Very nice aircraft. Right, 3,000, that's 2,500 right here. And the aircraft will basically stop there at 2,500. So this is about right. I'm going to also set the heading bug to that's 27 actually. So let me put this at 266, which is the runway heading, right about there. And we'll set the course as well. There we go. And everything is now configured for our arrival into John Lennon. Okay, let me turn off the air conditioning system now. And there we go. That's 1,500, so 1,000 feet to go. I think it's 1,500, isn't it? It's 2,000. Okay, so let me click here once. There we go. There. So at 2,000, we should level off. And then we'll reduce our speed as we arrive into John Lennon. Very, very immersive aircraft. Very easy on performance, by the way, considering how complex this aircraft is. Night at night, a very good evening to you, my friend. It's been a while since we've seen you on the channel. Welcome aboard. What are you using for enhancements for scenery in X-Plane 12? Nothing. All right, there we go. That's 2,000, and we're going to level off now. Right, and we're going to keep it nice, and we're going to go take it to about 140 knots. Very nice arrival into John Lennon. That's the airport right there. Beautiful. Looks like this is a nuclear reactor. It looks that way. All right, everything is looking in tip-top shape for the approach. Speed is good. And if you look now at our Navigraph chart, you can see that we're flying straight to the center fix here. This is the VOR LPL1. And we'll just continue now to, we can actually take this up. There you go. You can see this, the center fix, the final fix, Lima Papa Lima, which is the VOR, and runway 27. Very, very cool. beautiful mesh from Orbex. I don't use ortho, no. All right, we're almost there now, folks. Very nice scenery here as we approach Liverpool. Just lovely. I really hope that with Sim Update 4 that the mesh becomes a little bit more realistic when it's streamed. When you download it, some of the areas when you download looks really, really good, but stream data for some reason doesn't look all that great. It looks strange. And anything but real. Yeah, see, I mean, this looks okay. In some areas it looks really good, some areas it looks very bad. Closer to the ground it looks much better. Alright, so here's the turn now towards Liverpool. We're going to start bringing the throttle back. Alright, and we are going to... There we go. We're going to go to V-lock. Approach. There we go. And we are going to... There we go. And now we've intercepted the localizer. Wow, what a beautiful approach into John Lennon Liverpool Airport here in the United Kingdom. I'm going to bring back the throttle a little bit. Very nice indeed. And there is the airport ahead. And we have the runway in sight. Here's the aircraft aligning itself. Cabin temperature is low. So let me pull the cabin heat a little bit. Alright. So now we can see that we are slightly too high. So I am tempted to disconnect the autopilot and hand fly the approach. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to set approach flaps. Right, there we go. And I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. And we're going to hand fly the approach. There we go. Very nice aircraft to hand fly. How about we record as well our, let's go to FCR. And we're going to say record. There we go, recording. Put this back here so that it doesn't bother us. And there we go. Right, bring it back. I can see one red. We're looking good. Still a bit too high. But we can correct that. Right, we are going to lower the landing gear now. Right, 2 whites, 2 reds. Just a little bit of wind. Right, and flaps down. A little bit too low, so we'll raise the nose. Right, we're on the glide slope and the localizer. That is really a beautiful approach into John Lennon, Liverpool, in the United Kingdom. What a joy to hand fly this Bonanza. Right, we'll bring the power back a little bit. Power to idle. Ladies and gents, welcome to John Lennon Airport in the United Kingdom. All right. We've made it safely here, and this was a rather beautiful approach. It did look very real. Hey, Rand, how are you doing, my friend? It did look really, really very realistic. And I tell you guys, hand flying this aircraft is just amazing. Really, really a lot of fun to hand fly it. Very nice. Yeah, I think we need to give it some power here. There we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do now. We are going to bring the aircraft to a stop here. Let me set the parking brake, and let's take a look at our landing. So we're going to stop the recording. I have control, and there we go. All right. That's a bit, there we go. Oh, look at that. All right, there we go. Spectacular approach into John Lennon. The sounds are amazing, aren't they? I want to make sure that the parking brake isn't set. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Okay. I think you can do flyby camera. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, it's far away, so sky camera. Back. There we go. No. I don't think it's the load the replay. I don't think that was the replay. I think I messed it up, guys. All right, let me see if back. Oh, come on. I messed it up, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, that replay didn't really work as it should. Yeah, sorry, guy. I messed up the replay. So really sorry about that. I totally messed up that replay. I wanted to show you guys the flyby, and that didn't work out very well. So the replay system in X-Plane is exquisite. It's amazing. But the landing was really, really cool, tell you guys. Yeah. All right, we can retract the flaps. There we go. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the replay due to me messing around with the flyby camera. But this landing was actually a really, really cool landing. It was the approach itself was really nice. Hand flying the aircraft was a real joy. All right, we can turn off the strobe lights. Can go off, and taxi on, landing off. We don't need the panel lights, so we can turn those off as well. And welcome to John Lennon. This airport is by Orbix, I believe. So this is a payware airport, payware of John Lennon. And I think we can just put the aircraft anywhere. There we go, somewhere right over there. It's actually a gate, but that's all right. All right. Parking brake set. Excellent. And the first thing we want to do is we want to turn off the avionics before we kill the engines. And now we can bring the mixture back, and that kills the taxi lights off, beacon nav lights off. We can turn all of these off, magnetos off, and the battery off. I'm gonna bring the let's see here, we're gonna go not here. There we go. Wheel chocks, pitot covers, engine covers. Oh, that we don't need. And that we don't need. And that brings us to the conclusion of this flight. My final remarks on the Black Square Bonanza is that this is by far the very best general aviation aircraft I have personally flown in Microsoft Flight Sim. It checks all the boxes, from the modeling, the texturing, the system fidelity, the flight model, the physics, the sounds. Everything is really been done with a lot of finesse. Very high quality add-on, well worth the money, and I think the price they're asking for is really not that much for what this aircraft delivers. What we have seen during this stream, ladies and gents, does not even scratch the surface of what this aircraft can deliver in terms of simulation and fidelity. I have given you my thoughts from a flight simmer perspective, and I hope that you have find it useful and insightful. We will be back with another stream during the week in the Baron, which is a twin-engine aircraft, and maybe we'll try the turbo version of the Baron during the week. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.